it's your boy Slash back with another video, and today I know y'all wanted me to zoom my fucking camera angle, and I know y'all was saying react to more Larry Bird. Y'all been fucking my reactions. I appreciate y'all actually. Y'all like following, support, and y'all share the video. And the first thing y'all are gonna ask me, why the fuck is your camera like this? Now, I'm trying to test on out because I don't know if it's my light or some shit, but y'all see how that shit is just blurring out like this? Well, guess what? I'm gonna adjust my shit, and we're gonna get straight into the video. So if y'all want to skip and get straight to my reactions, do so. But now we are going to do it like this. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Like, this shit is like, it could be my light. You know what? It could be my light. I could be tripping. It could be my light. I had to adjust that shit. But let me turn my let me put my headphones on. But yeah, I want to say thank y'all because y'all been blowing that shit up in the comments and shit, sharing my shit, liking it up. Like I said, y'all keep sending me more reactions. That's all I'm gonna keep saying, and then I'm gonna get straight into the trash talking shit. I did not know Larry Bird was a trash talker like that. I know it's like 80s and shit, but I did not expect him to be a trash talker like that. So we're gonna get straight into it. Where the fuck? Come on, load up. Now my computer wanna act slow as shit. Let me make it a little bit big. Pause. Let's go like right here. Okay, this should be good. Y'all hope y'all can see this shit, cause I'm not trying to block anything. Oh my god, load. Alright. Let's see.
Pushed every goal. We hadn't lost a game.
Listen, okay. I did not watch that shit. I'm trying to find a video. Let's do most savage moments. Just for y'all, and I never watched this video because y'all almost caught me liking. Listen, we're gonna go with most savage moments.
The reason why Larry Bird was called Legend was his brilliance as a basketball player. And the other part were his legendary and vicious trash.
Y'all don't think Larry Bird was throwing them bitches, bro. Bro was throwing them bitches, especially the Bad Boys in, I think, 88. I could be wrong, 86, maybe 84. Bro was throwing them bitches, I ain't gonna lie. Now, if I was anybody on the Celtics and I'm seeing a Bill Laimbeer, take me off the court. I don't want to play. Nigga, bro, I'm telling you, people be throwing, bro. People be fighting this shit. Hell no.
Talking skills. Bird was a
You
killer on the court. He had a foul mouth, and he wasn't afraid of anybody. This explosive combination gave birth to some of the most ruthless trash-talking stories in NBA history. So here are the 10 best Larry Bird savage moments. 1988 three-point shooting contest. The three-point shot in the NBA was first introduced in the 1979 NBA season, Larry's rookie year. 7 years later, at the 1986 All-Star Weekend in Dallas.
I don't care what nobody says, short shorts or shorts in general during that time was kind of hard. Let's see. I can't wear no baggy shorts if I'm hooping, bro. That's just simple how it goes. Some people might disagree with me on that, but I don't want my shits too high up, like it's looking like cheerleader booty shorts, my nigga. I want to make sure my shit is like 3 inches above the knee at all costs. I don't see how some people like in 2000s they be walking some baggy ass shorts. I can't do it. How the fuck you gonna dribble between your legs if that shit don't get caught up under your shorts? I wouldn't be able to do it. Y'all let me know what y'all think on that.
The NBA brought the first official three-point shooting contest to the scene. Larry won it and repeated next year at the All-Star game in Seattle in 1988.
But y'all see how pure that nigga jumper is, bro? Sorry for me saying that shit, but y'all don't see how pure his jump shot is, bro? Like, he's shooting that bitch like this, and it's green every time.
He was going for a three-peat in Chicago. Before the start of the contest, Bird entered the locker room, did not speak a word to the other competitors, and just took a good look at him. He finally said, "I'm just looking which one of you is going to come in second." The room was filled with silence, because they all knew.
I'm not gonna lie, nobody couldn't have no comebacks back because y'all don't have a ring. He had a ring then.
What kind of a shooter Bird was. Of course, Larry would go on to win again, proving that he's the best shooter in the world. He won without taking off his tracksuit, famously raising his hand while the contest
that celebration is so fucking iconic.
Clinching three was still in the air. Response to Craig Hodges. Craig Hodges was one of the best shooters in the 80s, and he competed in the three-point shooting contest with Larry each time Bird was participating. Larry won 3 times, and Craig
Jordan was in the three-point contest? I know that shit went horrible. I heard about that story.
Craig finished second twice. when Hodges finally took home the title of the best three-point shooter at the All-Star Weekend in 1989. Reporters asked him if the main reason for his victory was Bird's injury and non-participation. Craig said, "Larry knows where he can find me," and Bird replied, "I know where, at the end of the Chicago Bulls bench." The left
That shit was fucked up, bro. That was cold, bro. Why did nobody tell me he was a savage? I already knew he was fighting and shit, but bro, I ain't gonna lie. Craig Hodges is by far the most underrated three-point bench players of Chicago. He's very underrated. Very underrated. Only time I ever gave him appreciation or ever used him was probably in NBA 2K13. If y'all know, y'all know. But that shit was disrespectful, bro.
handed game. Larry Bird was in the prime of his basketball brilliance in the 85-86 season when he led the Celtics to the title. They lost only one game at home throughout the season and the playoffs, setting an NBA record with 50-1. The Portland Trail Blazers were the only team to defeat the Celtics at home in December, so they were a good bet to win in front of their crowd in February. Before the game, Bird surprised his teammates and journalists by saying that he would shoot all his shots with his left hand, except long jumpers. This was the last game of a long road trip, and Larry would always find new motivations and challenges to get through the monotonous grind of the regular season. In the game against Portland, he'd go on to have one of the most memorable games of his career. He hit a shot to send the game to overtime, and then hit a game winner in the OT. Bird finished the game with 47 points, with 14 rebounds and 11 assists. He scored 22.
This is why I said last video, Bird is better than Melo. If I want someone to get me to where I need to be by winning, I'm picking Bird every time. Now when it comes to mid-range and just doing what the fuck you want to do, Carmelo all the way. KD or Bird? Y'all let me know. Because if I say the other, it's going to be diabolical to say. Then if I say Larry Bird, okay, put some respect on KD's name. Can you compare the two? Bird got, I don't know, because that is a good one. I don't know.
2 points with his left hand out of sheer boredom and fun, which tells you how insanely good and confident this guy was. White guys guarding him. Larry is not white. Larry is clear, said Bill Murray in Space Jam, while explaining Bird's ethnicity to Michael Jordan. Larry Bird had skills for days. He was thinking the game 3 moves in advance, and his jump shot was money. He was nimble at 6'9", but he wasn't by any means an
Bro was a 6'9", 2-level, 3-level scorer. And it's like, there's no way you can't guard him. Like, you cannot find a con to stop him. You just can't. You better pray and make sure he miss. I might fuck around and get a Larry Bird jersey. Y'all want to see me do that shit? I will absolutely do it.
athletic player. Bird suffered from WMCJ syndrome, which stands for white men can't jump, and he was aware of it. On one occasion, he called basketball a black man's game due to the natural ability and athleticism of African American players.
Bro, come on, bro. Come, yo. I don't know what to say on that, bro.
Because of that, he hated when the opposing teams would defend him with another white guy. Bird said that it was disrespectful to his greatness because he was dropping 30 and 40 on the most athletic players in the league. So if you put an unathletic white guy on him, that's barbecue chicken right there. In the trainer's lab. The highest scoring game in Larry Bird's career came in the 1986 season, in a game against Dominique Wilkins in the Atlanta Hawks. At the beginning of the first quarter, it was obvious that Larry is in the zone. He'd hit everything he threw to the basket, with the announcers repeatedly saying they were watching the greatest shooting exhibition in basketball history. Bird scored 60 on 61% shooting and 15 of 16 on free throws.
Did y'all just hear what the fuck he just said? He dropped... Did I even hear that correctly? Hold up, we're gonna have to go back for y'all. I'm sorry, we're gonna go back with like... I had work earlier. Listen, y'all just sit back and enjoy the video, man.
In basketball history, Bird scored 60 on 60
and 15 of 16 from free throw shooting. What the like, bro?
1% shooting and 15 of 16 on free throws, hitting ridiculous shots over several players. During the game, he suddenly said, "in the trainer's lap," to Hawks players, which meant he would try to make a 3 from the corner near the opposing bench.
This
He was playing fucking freestyle with the Hawks. Oh shit.
bench. He got the ball, made the shot, and one Hawks player who tried to guard him tripped over and fell exactly into the trainer's lap, just like Bird predicted. The Hawks bench was so amazed that they were laughing and high-fiving each other, totally perplexed by Bird's brilliance. After that, they were fined by their coach Mike Fratello for cheering on the opposing player, tormenting Dennis Rodman.
You can get fined for that shit? So you can't even get no creds, like... You can get fined for cheering for another player when we already know the game was already set up from the get-go. Like, we already knew who was going to win that game. You're telling me you're going to find the opposite player or the opposing player that's tormenting your team within 10 minutes of a game that hasn't been settled yet, and you get fined. That is by far the most dumbest shit I have ever came across in the NBA.
Dennis Rodman was one of the best defenders in NBA history, with quick feet, long arms, and a motor that never shut down. He was a pest, an annoying pest who never stopped guarding, provoking, and getting into everybody's face, and he used to be a nightmare for scorers around the NBA. However, when he was just starting out, he needed to get some schooling from Bird. After Larry scored 4 consecutive shots over Rodman, he opened his mean mouth and started destroying Rodman. Bird started yelling at Rodman's coach, Chuck Daly. "Who's guarding me, Chuck? Is anyone guarding me? You better get someone on me or I'm gonna go for 60. Even though Rodman was almost superglued to him in an effort to deny him the ball, Bird was at his sarcastic best. "I'm open. Hurry up before they notice nobody is guarding me."
Bro, which one's more scary, a Bird smirking or Curry smirking? Now, if those of y'all don't know about Curry, and I know this shit is not about Curry, bro, y'all seen what Curry did to Dylan Brooks like a year and a half ago, maybe 2? And I never seen, they said Curry's very quiet while playing the basketball. If he starts smirking on you, he does not take you serious, and just know he's dropping at least 60 on you. I never seen Larry Bird smirk while talking shit while dropping someone off with 40 fucking points. I'd be probably, I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments who would y'all be more scared of.
Merry effing Christmas. 1990. Larry Bird loved to play against the Indiana Pacers, where he was always greeted as a king. It was where the hick from French Lick grew up, made his first basketball steps, and took Indiana State University to the 1979 NCAA Finals. And the game Boston played against the Pacers played on December 26, 1990, will forever be etched in memory of the Pacers shooting guard, Chuck Rifleman Person. Before the game, Person said to the reporters, "Rifleman is in the building. I'm going bird hunting today." At the tip-off, Bird replied to Person that he has a Christmas present waiting for him. While Chuck sat on a bench during the game, Bird received the ball in the corner and shot a three-pointer. As the ball was flying towards the basket, Bird turned to Person and said, "Merry effing Christmas." The ball, of course, came in without touching the rim, torching the Suns' bench. The best teams in the NBA often coast through the regular season and can lose their edge and focus when playing against mediocre opponents. In one game against the Phoenix Suns, the Celtics lost a double-digit lead and were trailing by 2 in the final seconds. The Celtics had the possession, and they could tie the game and go to overtime, or win it with a 3. Larry knew his Celtics shouldn't be losing a game to the Suns, and he wanted to play no overtime. So he went to the Suns bench and told all the players and coaches what was about to happen. "Yeah, I'm going to bust a 3 on you guys and just go home. I'm tired of this." Unsurprisingly, he lived up to his word.
Fact is, he's so comfortable with saying this shit and backing it up. Not too many people can do some shit like that. Some of us in that predicament, or most of us, I could say, we will get too cocky and we will start playing like shit out of anywhere. I don't know, this happened to you before. If you hoop before, yes, this has happened. I don't give a fuck if you beat this person 1v1 over and over. Sometimes, don't get too ahead of yourself.
As the ball was still in the air, he turned towards the Phoenix bench and yelled, "Told you so," as the ball was going through the net, calling his shot against Xavier McDaniel. Xavier McDaniel was one of the most notorious NBA players in the 80s. And on the court, he liked to get physical, like Olivia Newton-John. When he was playing for the Sonics and the Knicks, nobody was really messing with X-Man. However, Bird was not afraid of a scuffle, and there are multiple stories of Larry participating in bar fights during his NBA career. In a crowded Supersonics arena, Boston and Seattle played a close game tied just 10 seconds before the end. At that point, Celtics coach Casey Jones called a timeout, and Bird confidently told him to just give him the ball and that the others move the hell out of the way. On his way back to the floor, Larry said, "That's exactly where I'll get the ball, and I'll score the game winner in your face," while X-Man replied, "I know you will get it there. I'm waiting for you." Bird received the ball right where he said he would and made a tough fadeaway shot. After Bird realized there were still 2 seconds left, he told McDaniel, "Damn, I didn't want to leave 2 seconds on the clock," while X-Man walked back to the Sonics bench in disbelief,
I would've been
tormenting
mad,
a
bro.
young Clyde Drexler. Before Clyde Drexler came into the NBA, he was one of the best players in college basketball, forming the famous Phi Slamma Jamma with Hakeem Olajuwon at the University of Houston. Drexler was selected by the Blazers with the 14th pick.
Drexler got a ring, right? Does he have a ring?
In the 1983 NBA draft, and even as a rookie, he was
Fuck it,
already
bro.
one of the most athletic guys at his position. However, Bird wasn't impressed. When Drexler subbed in the game against the Celtics, he started guarding Bird. Larry smiled at him and mockingly said, "You can't stop me. You're a rookie. You don't know anything." He would proceed to hit jump shot after jump shot over Drexler before the Blazers coach had mercy on him and subbed him out, while Bird was laughing at Clyde on the way to the bench.
Nah, some of this shit I could believe in, some of this shit I don't. I don't know. I didn't expect Bird to be a shit talker like this. But everybody was saying, bro, he talks shit. Like I said, if y'all enjoyed that video, I'm gonna bring y'all some more videos and shit like that. But if y'all enjoyed that video, y'all like, follow, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think. Bird or KD? This is just ending questions. Bird or KD? I'm gonna give y'all 30 seconds to answer that one. Is Bird y'all top 5 small forwards of all time? Is Bird the top forward shit talker of all time? I don't think he's in the top 5. Absolutely not. He's not in the top 5 shit talker. Damn, I didn't even know Larry Bird was talking his shit like that. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be mad as hell, bro. Like, you 6'9", you can shoot, you can dunk a bit, rebounding, dribbling. Bro feels disrespect when the same race is guarding him. I didn't even know that was a fucking thing. Listen, bro. Like I said, I appreciate all y'all that was liking, subscribing. Shout out to the ones that have been sending me the fucking videos. Shout out to you, bro. I made my camera big as shit. Hopefully y'all don't complain about the camera, because I know y'all wanted to see my camera and shit. But thank y'all, bro. Y'all know who you are. God bless. It's your boy Slush and Mo. Peace.